Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope you're doing really well. Have I got a cheap clone for you? A surprisingly awesome one that's flown under the radar so far. So a lot of you guys love it when I cover the clone fragrances. So the other day I placed a couple of orders for some new clones, ones that I hadn't really heard about very much. Basically, I just ran through some websites and whatever caught my eye, I was like, I'll go ahead and add that. And one of those fragrances is this one from Lattafa Fakhar Black, which the bottle looks kind of like a little potion or something from a role-playing game. I got this one from FragranceBuy.ca, cost about $26 US. And a lot of the fragrances that I got in, these clone fragrances, I got from Fragrance Buy because they seem to have more than a lot of other discounters. So they're really good for that. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys the presentation up close so you can see this potion-like bottle in all of its glory. I'll break it down for you, let you know what it smells like, and let you know why it's so darn good. So let's jump into it. So like I said, guys, $26, FragranceBuy.ca, link in the description if you want to check this one out. I guess let's go ahead and just check out the presentation really quickly so we can get into the nitty-gritty, the meat of the fragrance. Here we got the box. You have the name of the fragrance on the front and Pride of Lattafa. It seems like clone brands love doing that. You've got Pride of Armaf, now Pride of Lattafa. On the back, you have the ingredient information, and this is an eau de parfum concentration, 100 ml size bottle. And this box is a little bit different from your typical clone fragrance box. It opens up, and then the fragrance sits inside the cutout on the inside of the box there. And here we have the bottle for Fakhar Black from Lattafa. Like I've said a couple times, reminds me of a potion. In the grand scheme of Middle Eastern fragrance brands, specifically clone brands, this bottle's not that bad. I've seen a lot worse. On the cap, you have the name of the house, Lattafa. On the back, it has this almost fish scale kind of design, and it's both on the cap and the bottle. And then on the bottom, you just have a little sticker that says made in UAE, eau de parfum. And the cap does click into place. Let me go ahead and waste a couple sprays for you guys. Like always, atomizer's not too bad. And one thing I need to make clear here is that this is Fakhar Black. There's also just straight up Fakhar, which does come in a black bottle, but the bottle design looks different than this one. So if you're interested in this fragrance, make sure it's actually this one. So like I said, this is gonna run you right at about 26 bucks US. What is that gonna get you? Well, it's gonna get you the best friggin' Y Eau de Parfum clone on the market right now. It's one of those fragrances that is surprisingly really good and very close to the fragrance that it's impersonating, that it's cloning. A lot of times you'll hear a fragrance is a good clone or a good alternative to another one. You'll buy it, spray it on, and realize pretty quickly, nah, this is kind of a good alternative, but not really. This one, when I sprayed it on, I was blown away, taken aback immediately. I was like, whoa, they did it. Now, it's not exactly the same as Y Eau de Parfum, which is one of my favorite dumb reach go-to fragrances, which is why I'm so pumped about this one. But anyway, all that aside, when you spray this on, it's a little bit sweeter than Y Eau de Parfum, but not sweet in a heavy kind of way. It's freshened up a little bit. You could almost think of it as the trifecta, the triumvirate of Y fragrances. Mainly Y Eau de Parfum, with a bit of Y Eau de Toilette, but then that sweetness that it has, it reminds me vaguely of Y Live, or to a lesser extent, Paco Rabanne's Invictus, which I also tie into smelling like Y Live, so yeah. It smells great though. If you like Y Eau de Parfum, you're gonna love this one because that little switch, that little change makes it where it's Y Eau de Parfum with a slight twist, but staying firmly rooted in the Y Eau de Parfum camp. That's what this is. Now, if you look up the note breakdown here on Fragrantica or Parfumo, they're two completely different things. The note breakdown on Fragrantica is basically the Y Eau de Parfum note breakdown, only they've tossed lavender in there. And then the Parfumo breakdown is something completely different. The Parfumo breakdown has iris in there, it has oak moss, it's got violet, basically an entirely different fragrance. Just going off of how it smells, the Fragrantica note breakdown, for once in the existence of that website, actually comes across as being more legitimate. That being said, if you look this up on different websites like fragrance discounters and retailers and stuff like that, you'll find I think 4 or 5 different no breakdowns. I think that's how many I found trying to find the official one. So as far as the no breakdown goes, I would say, who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. What it smells like is Y Eau de Parfum, but fresher, with a more of a youthful sweetness to it. Not as heavy as Y Eau de Parfum, but smells very, very, very close to it. Like I said a couple times, Y Eau de Parfum with the twist, and the twist is additional Y fragrances sprinkled in, almost like you layered them a little bit or something. So that fruity sweetness in the opening, that's gonna come across like the apple in the Y line. You're gonna get a little bit of bergamot, but not too much. The apple is gonna be more prominent here. A little bit of ginger, giving you a slight fresh, spicy pop, again, giving you that liveliness, that sparkle in the opening. And even though it could be completely wrong, that lavender that Fragrantica shows, you can pick that up as it moves through the mid. A little bit of sage in there. That amber woody tonka dry down is in full force here, in full effect. Smells awesome. As I said, if you're a fan of Y Eau de Parfum, if you're a fan of the Y line in general, this stuff is it. If you're looking for a cheap alternative, you don't want to spend as much to pick up Y Eau de Parfum or, Y Eau de Toilette to a lesser extent, you got to check this out. Because as much as I love Y, it doesn't get discounted all that heavily. Yves Saint Laurent is one of those houses that's never going to really be up on a discount website with their prominent flagship line going for anything under probably, $70, something like that. I mean, it's probably more than that, honestly, at discounters I'm talking about. So this all sounds awesome, sounds great. What's the drawback? You got the versatility, you got the compliment factor, the quality is there. It doesn't come across smelling like chemical soup, like sludge, like synthetic death. It doesn't come across like that at all. It smells awesome. Unless you think Y Eau de Parfum comes across smelling like chemical sludge, cosmic, crippling death. And if that's what you think about Y Eau de Parfum, then yeah, you should probably just go ahead and skip this one. So yeah, the drawback, what is it? Oh yeah, the performance could be better. Thankfully though, it's not bad. It's not bad. Looking at about 6 to 7 hours or so off my skin. Like I said, I have just had it for a couple of days, but I've been wearing it and it's been working out okay. Is it as strong as Y Eau de Parfum? It sure isn't. Nope. Doesn't project as far, doesn't last as long. Is it as strong as Y Eau de Toilette? Yeah, comfortably. Stronger? Yeah, I'd say so. Projection, best in the first 30 to 45 minutes. Then it starts to sit a little closer. But as I've mentioned a couple times now, it's going to straddle that line between the EDT and the EDP. Not as strong as one, stronger than the other. In terms of when you would wear it, well now, when would you wear Y Eau de Parfum? Yeah, basically whenever you want. That's how this one is too. Daytime, nighttime, doesn't matter. Spring, fall. Honestly, it's probably better suited for summer than Y Eau de Parfum is. Actually, you could almost think of it as kind of a change of pace a little bit, whereas Y Eau de Parfum would work better in winter than high heat situations in summer because it could be too cloying. This one would work better in summer, but not quite as well in winter because it's not as strong as Y Eau de Parfum. Yeah, it's kind of like a different take on Y EDP that you can keep in your back pocket for situations when maybe the Y wouldn't work as well. Now I know Lattafa does not have the name of Armaf, for whatever that's worth, or Rasasi, or even Afnan or Haramain. Those are all known better for whatever reason. The Lattafa fragrance that most people know best is probably Ragba, and that's because that one got a good amount of hype as an alternative to 24 Gold by Scent Story many years back. And they do have a few other ones that do get a little bit of love, but even so, it doesn't come anywhere near the amount of love that Armaf pulls. But I have to tell you guys, if Ventana or the Pride of Armaf is considered the best alternative, or one of, or I guess a couple of, the best alternatives to Dior Sauvage, this right here is that for Y Eau de Parfum. And frankly, the way that this comes across in terms of quality off my skin is better than the way the Dior Sauvage clones come off my skin that are done by Armaf. And that's not at all crapping on Armaf. They have some great alternatives out there, but this stuff is surprisingly good, even if that sticker on the bottom looks horrifically cheap and crappy. But that's really how this fragrance is. It comes across so well for the price point. Again, $26. that I'm nitpicking to the point that I'm saying, oh, the sticker looks crappy, as if that matters at all. It doesn't. So there we go. Lattafa Fakhar Black. You're looking for a Y Eau de Parfum alternative. You don't want to spend very much money. There you go. Get that. I wish the performance was pumped up a bit, but I'll take it. As I said, I got mine from fragrancebuy.ca. Not sure if it's available other places. It could be. I'm sure it's on like eBay or something. So there we go. Lattafa Fakhar Black. Again, link in the description in case you want to check it out. If you smelled this one, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And if you have any other clone fragrances you want me to check out, let me know those too. I got some other random ones in. We'll see if they're any good. If they are, I'll let you know. And if they really suck, I'll let you know that too. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for staying with me. Thanks for your support. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.